It's on you. It's on you, Corey.
All right, back again, back again. We got check out the last video we just did talking about Acom. Got plenty of content. Check out what we did last earlier this week also. But we got some more news. This one's on the weird side of the game, man. So let's
Nasty
get
side.
into it. See if I can get this screen sharing going.
All right, before while you do that, I just want to let everybody know that we are this is just our opinions on this. You know what I'm saying? We are not trying to bash anybody, but we're just giving you guys our opinions on this topic.
Oh, we gonna bash this motherfucker though. We gonna bash this motherfucker. So y'all see what that says on the screen. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Let's see. A 45-year-old kitty porn enthusiast who identifies as an 8-year-old girl is sent to prison for men. As you see, this is New York Daily News, man. Look at this dude. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? So let's get some of the
Nope.
story. We'll just read a little bit. We won't read the whole thing. A 45-year-old man with a computer full of kitty porn will serve hard time in a men's prison. The Grand Rapids judge who sentenced Joseph Gobrick to a minimum of 10 years behind bars didn't care that the sex offender identifies as an 8-year-old girl. I've always been an 8-year-old girl, Gobrick said as a sentencing last week, according to ABC. Scroll down, scroll down. Prosecutors contended that even during his trial, the defendant was making sketches and talking about raping infants while claiming such things were protected by the Constitution. Gobrick acted as his own lawyer. Even my drawings and fantasies, I'm always an 8-year-old girl, he told Judge Paul Dennerfield. So yeah, dozens of pornographic images featuring 8 victims ranging from infancy to 5 years old were reportedly found on Gobrick's hard drive. Gobrick claimed the images, which in some cases depicted sexual assault, were computer animated. Let's see. Let's see all that. Said he argued that despite his fascination with kiddie porn, he's not an active pedophile who's convicted of sexual abuse in March 2001. I think that's the end of that story. So what it didn't have on this story was he had a couple other he used the constitutional right thing before that, prior to that. And he filed it under the First Amendment. That shit ain't gonna fly, man. Fuck
Nah.
that.
Hell no.
Fuck off. They ain't gonna let you fly without that man. People do have a freedom of speech and press or whatever just have, but something like that, man. That's just I'm not gonna defend you at all. I don't care if it falls under the Constitution. That could be a flaw. A lot of people could call me out on that flaw and say, well, you're not being consistent, but nah, fuck that, man. And I still got to even review the Constitution even more when it comes to something like that. Yeah, that's not man, you can't do that shit. Just like you shouldn't be able, just like you shouldn't be able to go around when it's a victim, when it's victim involved. That's when it stops. That's when the Constitution goes out the window. When you're talking about it, Constitution isn't for that. It's supposed for people to, express themselves as long as there's no victim. But you can't be up there talking about kill. You can talk about I'm better than this race. You can say I don't like this race or whatnot. You can say all that, but when you get to actually talking about, they can confirm, because a lot of times they like to switch things and twist your words, but if they can directly link you to making threats like that, threatening to kill somebody. Now there's a victim involved. You know what I'm saying? There's something involved. When you're talking about young infants and whatnot, this is for anybody that would try to defend this shit. It's the victim, an infant, and not only that. When I talk about like when we get into the conversation on well, 16-year-old is shouldn't be viewed as underage or it shouldn't be pedophilic if you meant because it's legal in this state. How about we just go with how about we just go with what the age is when the person is actually able to start experiencing life as far as on a what I'm saying, as far as on the just I don't know what the fucking words I'm looking for. They're just able to start experiencing life. Because we can make the argument, and we'll get into the story more in a second. We can make the argument that the brain isn't fully developed.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do know that, by the time the 12, 13, what I'm saying, they got the period and they got their hormones and stuff like that, they can start having children. That's the age. I don't know. I don't know the culture and how it prepares those girls. I do know here in America, no 13-year-old, not even 16, 17, 18-year-old really isn't. But that's when they're sent out. 18, anything under that, they're not prepared for life. So they can be easily manipulated.
Yeah.
They can be manipulated to a predator. So that's the whole reason. That's why I use that as a gauge. But yeah, you're talking about, but it's all victims. It's all victims involved, so we can't fall away from that. But before we get into the next part, because he talks about 8-year-old girl, is there anything that stands out from what you just heard from him?
Honestly, him using that the verbiage that he is a 8-year-old girl and trying to use that as his defense is what scared me the most. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what scared me, and I was just like, okay, now I see that people using that more and more to fight their cases.
Yeah.
So it's just like
an 8-year-old girl is not gonna do that though.
Huh?
But
an 8-year-old girl is not going to do anything pedophilish.
That is true, but he's using the same verbiage that the dudes that claim that they're females use. The transgender. My bad.
Sick, huh?
Huh?
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick, man. I mean, I can't fathom. I can't fathom any of that, man. To be 100% honest with you, I don't understand what drives individuals to even operate on that level. I mean, yeah, kids are the obvious victim. You know what I'm saying? And then, I mean, that's just an excuse. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to say that he has a childlike mind, yeah. Which, I mean, that's just Bush League, man. That's just Bush League right there, man. I mean, like I said, an 8-year-old's not even thinking on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna take some pictures of an infant. You know, I'm like 8-year-olds ain't thinking about that type of stuff. I mean, not unless they've seen it. Yeah. Not unless they've seen it. And so, I mean, I'm glad that the judge kind of saw through that and didn't allow that to be permissible in court. At least that validation. Because we live in some dark times where people are starting to use anything they can find to defend a lifestyle, a thought process. And so you have to be extremely careful. That's why I say, you have to rule with logic and emotion, or logic rather than emotion. and you know, yeah, he should be in the jail with a bunch of dudes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, it don't matter. I'll be honest with you. If he's in jail with a bunch of dudes, in jail with a bunch of women, somebody find out that he's doing stuff like that, especially infants, like they can't even talk. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like he gonna get the business. That's that's a done deal. He gonna get the business.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sick though, man. That's really really sick.
Now let's frame this. Now let's not go off of what our opinion and how and what we feel is right. Let's go off.
All
Let's
right.
frame this as if let's frame a situation like this. Let's say he came with that from the jump. Let's say
Hey,
he
but what?
came. Let's say he came with that from the jump.
Oh, that being his defense.
Yeah, but not even his defense, but they can actually prove before that he feels like this. He feels like
Mm-hmm.
this, and given the bar that's been set for, like we say,
Mm-hmm.
transsexuals or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, does he have a justification?
Honestly, no. I still say I,
Going off
I was
going off the bar that's been set.
well, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. He
Not
would.
what you think.
No, no,
You all
yeah,
we can all
yeah,
air out what we think.
yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah. He would. He probably would get a pass. So yeah, honestly, he would get a pass
So
off of what people have made the laws and made the laws to be these days.
yeah,
He would definitely get a pass. Which
this
yeah,
this is
I
what
don't
we've been
I don't
talking.
believe so. I don't believe so.
Do you think there could be an opening for that? Because like you said, you got people who are actually arguing these type of things. They're not
mm-hmm,
even arguing. They're not even arguing the 8-year-old mind, because you got people that do have an 8-year-old mind. Now, yeah, it is true what you said that a 8-year-old wouldn't even be thinking,
right.
wouldn't even be thinking about something like that. But I don't know. I don't know every 8-year-old. There has been kids that have been getting caught in the nudie section and whatnot. These kids know how to do a lot of different stuff on the phone. They know how to do a lot
Well,
of
but
things on
that's
the phone.
but but that's what I'm saying. Like but that's not necessarily normal quite yet, at least, to be exposed.
But does it
Uh,
does it leave the opening for that argument to actually become valid in the future?
uh,
When you take into account, because I even had this whole I had a whole long drawn out
no, no.
discussion with my mother talking about when it comes to transsexuals and men and whatnot. Was it my mother? I forgot who it was. It may not have been my mother. My bad, mom, if it wasn't you. It was somebody. It was somebody. I think it was my mom's. But yeah, we had a long drawn out conversation, whoever it was, and their defense was, actually feel like that. There's actually situations where a person come back with their hormones or whatnot, how a woman like or whatnot, but they're born with, what I'm saying,
The
a thing.
male
And
genitalia.
and it was like, when you look at it that way, it's like, yeah, that's very possible. Things can be born out of whack. Things can be born out of whack.
Mhm.
But I so does it leave that type of opening? Does it going off of that, and like I said, the saying a kid that's 8 can sit there and say because he feels like a woman or whatnot, even person uh, uh grown people, because you got the whole bathroom laws.
Mm-hmm.
People say, okay, I feel like a woman all of a sudden, so now you can go use the woman's bathroom, and you never know what I'm saying, what person's intentions. They go in there trying to bust in on your daughter or whatnot. So does it leave that opening based off of that bar that's been set?
I mean, I still, in my personal opinion is no. Uh,
Okay.
but but here's the but. Unfortunately, this is where knowledge is not power. Uh, I do know stories of kids that have either seen something or had that are around that age that have seen something or have had the act performed on them, and then they take it to a peer. I guess is the word I'll use is a peer, and just act out that same behavior.
Mm.
Um, and uh, uh, so yeah, I mean, and those kids aren't charged; they're provided counseling and things of that nature as a rehabilitative way of trying to see if you can alter, uh, to just see if you can kind of alter the thought process of the child. So, I mean, in theory, yeah, I mean, there is an opening uh, for that to be argued. I think that, you know, once you open up a real case and things of that nature, that I think that theory would quickly be expunged if you kind of just look at the guy's lifestyle. I have to
Yeah.
assume,
Yeah.
but yeah, the true answer to your question is yes. It does open up a case, a thought process. You know what I'm saying? If that were to be proven that he does have the mind of an 8-year-old girl, and it is very, very interesting to me that he used the 8-year-old girl and not an 8-year-old boy. Uh, that I understand why he did it.
Yeah.
Uh, I do understand why he did it, and so that too is interesting as well. It shows a level of mature thought to try to deceive. Is what I'm saying. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Something that an 8-year-old, it'd be rare for them to come up with
Be able
with
to
that
have
thought.
that ability to use deception like that. Yes. Yes.
Nothing gets around you, Mr. Jones.
Detective
Yeah, man,
Jones.
and man, as much as I like to say need to slaughter somebody, I don't, my spiritual following or what I believe. I don't believe in playing judge on a person's life. Only time take a life is if you know what I'm saying you're being threatened. If somebody's perceived as a threat, but if it can be, and the person like that is a threat, but
Hmm.
they can be locked away or whatnot. You know, they should have got more than 10 years, man, for
Mm-hmm.
child pornography, dog. Like that's talking about children. On top of that, man, they need to get chemical castration
Yep.
for those guys. Uh, chemical castration for rapists.
Hmm.
I definitely believe in that, man. But yeah, this is just everybody that has these type of thoughts or whatnot. They're all sick, from a murderer to rapist, from pornography, whatnot. Like they're all sick in the mind. So you know, they're malfunctioned. They all damn malfunction. So that still can't be an excuse. And that's what we
Hmm.
talking about. When we talk about, you got a guy. If you sit up there, you a guy, and because you got a penis for a reason. We have a penis for a reason. We have a penis. We have the way of feel, the way we're wired is for a reason. When we see a woman, we get erect or whatnot. That's for a reason. That's design. That's their
Mm-hmm.
whole design. That
Hmm.
it's all layers to everything. It's all systematic workings, you know what I'm saying, to how things, you got to have things work like a cog in a machine. Women put makeup. What I talk about is become tradition on putting makeup on little girls, but there's no reason for that because makeup is to is
Enhance.
hence the arousal for the man because there would be no reason. I hear women talking about it's for enhancing their beauty. Like, no, because enhancing your beauty would be something natural. You're hiding. You're hiding what you really look like. That's why you see chicks. They have a whole completely different face. They put that shit on. So there's no
They take
fucking
that shit
reason.
off and they be woo. They be some booger wolves.
Yeah,
That's
but they call it enhancing beauty. So there's no fucking reason.
Toxic masculinity.
There's no fucking reason for a little 6-year-old or whoever, or 10-year-old, whatever, to be wearing makeup. But I'm not gonna. But whatever. It's become tradition or whatnot. But you got to protect your children. You got everybody leaving their damn kids online or whatnot. That's what they banned that TikTok for. Because they on there, people communicating with kids on there. Kids up there dancing and stuff and doing whatever, doing their little stuff. And there's guys on there, man. They're telling the kids to do that at times. Bribing them or whatnot, and being the audience, man, it's all type of just sick people. So that's one side, but at the same time, like I said, man, that should never be a fucking. If you feel like a certain way, if you feel like you feel like a woman, but you were born with a dick. I'm not saying I'm not calling a person like that a threat, and that's where the line gets crossed. You're not a threat, but there's something. Chemically, mental, something did not go right when you came out. Something did not go the way it was supposed to go. And that is just that simple. It's just that simple. So,
yo, you just I didn't mean to cut you off, but you just said you were talking about the TikTok. Just in, a 14-year-old girl was kidnapped by 3 men using Snapchat. Find their friend's location.
Yeah.
So,
they can find locations easy too. Even when you think your location's turned off, it's still on. And then on top of that, just hacking these phones, all the it don't take much. It don't take much to access these phones, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
Nah, man, but yeah, now we gotta call a spade, and yeah, you gotta that's why you gotta cut stuff off at the head. When you're talking about, you're not gonna make if you're born a man, you're born a man. You may not say you have a chemical problem or whatnot. That's on the thing. But trying to get a vagina or whatnot, and I see now they trying to put wounds.
Nah, you know what?
Yeah.
It's like. It's interesting that you brought that up, man, because I had a situation where somebody that I know was at a function that I was attending. That was born a guy, you know what I'm saying, but wants to be recognized as a woman dancing on the dance floor, and the thing that covers up the thing, I guess, got slid to the side or something while they was dancing, and the dick fell out. and you know what? It's so it's and I asked. I was like, man, I didn't ask that person, but I asked, like, I've always known you to identify as a woman, like. Or I've known that person to identify as a woman. Why don't they just get the operation? They said that it's expensive. So this is the alternative is to just put a thing over the thing, so you don't, I guess it holds the dick up to the stomach. I don't know what it does, but you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's moved for whatever reason.
Man, that motherfucker fell out, man.
It fell out.
Did he have a dress on?
No dress.
You can just see the print, the print in the pants.
Oh Lord,
yeah.
Man, what you doing, man?
Situation.
What you doing, dog? That's
I
crazy.
can't, I can't. Yeah, man. I was at a, a black funeral, man.
It's just so open, man, to what you can do, man, with just that whole entire logic. Like you said, we made jokes to say, I bet the jokes have been worn out, talking about it. I feel like a fish today and shit like that. But I mean, it's true. It's true. You know what I'm saying? Like a person can really feel like they want to be a fish, but go go try to swim underwater. Go hold yourself underwater for as long as a fish and see if you emerge from that motherfucker, man. So it's just
Aquaman.
Yeah.
it's silliness. You gotta cut that off at the head. You gotta identify what it is. Now, as far as when it starts, you want to start talking about even when you start talking about him, her, whatever titles are titles, but when it comes to business or whatnot, those are made to make that distinction, and we distinguish as male. You know what I'm saying? Male, female, just like we call the grass grass. We're not gonna start calling the water grass and the grass water. You know what I'm saying? It's to make that distinction. So titles are just titles, but we put that there for a reason. We put that for identification. When you start, we put that there for our personal identification. It's like if we just sit there and we just pop up, boom, and we all here on the screen and we're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? We looking around and we see a screen and like we trying to communicate. We finally get some communication. It's like, what are we gonna call what we call this? Right? We're gonna call it Bashumaye. You know what I'm saying? We go Bashumaye. You know, like, and that's just the word. That's the origin of the word. That's what it's gonna be. So when
Yeah.
person sees this screen right here, it's funny what I'm talking about, but it's true. When they see this
No,
screen,
it
they're gonna
is.
say that's the Bashumaye. That's how we
Mm-hmm.
Think,
identify that. You
think,
can
think
talk
about like,
you talking
think
about
about
something
like,
else, you throw it all off, man. Yeah.
think about like medical terms.
Yeah.
Like who comes up with some of this
Somebody has
fucking
to come
medical
up with it.
terms?
Yeah.
But
Like
it's
this
for
is
it's for a reason, so they can diagnose you the proper
yeah,
way.
Mm-hmm.
glassimus femoris. I'd be like, what? Like
Yeah,
what?
Just give me that
yeah,
Like
what?
why'd you take the time to come up with that? Well, that's from the Latin. I'll be like, man, all right, never mind,
yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
That's
He
the
never
said
that's the
mind.
he said
that's
her
the
meat fell
personal.
out.
Yeah, that's the personal identification. So yeah, when you start doing
Yeah.
this, like you said, it allows now he thinks he can. Well, yeah, I'm an 8-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an 8-year-old girl now, and so to say he come up with that at the start of the trial. See, he couldn't get away with it. There couldn't be no prolonged trial or whatnot, probably because he already came with the other shit talking about it was edited and talking about all that other
Mm-hmm.
nonsense. He was saying First Amendment, but he didn't lead in with that. Let's say he started leading in. Now you're gonna start having an argument. He's gonna start trying to refer to that and what makes it any different. He's
Mm-hmm.
saying, I feel that way. I'm an 8-year-old
Oh
girl. I'm an 8-year-old girl. Y'all trying to tell me I'm
yeah,
a 45-year-old man. I'm an
Yeah.
8-year-old girl. Y'all don't have no respect for me. Start getting into that conversation.
yeah.
Gotta
But
Well,
cut
and
the
that's
damn
and, and,
nonsense and
and that's it.
logic.
That's another interesting layer of deception because you say I'm an 8-year-old girl, and those videos were edited and things of that nature. Don't know 8-year-old know how to edit no damn video.
Right, right. And see, yeah,
That's why I
so
said
that
it's
and
just
see, and
another
see,
layer of deception.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, yeah, cut the bullshit. Oh shit, man. Oh boy, what is going on?
yeah, but yeah, like man, that's
Basketball
a
game.
that's a,
Teen shot at basketball game dies. We might have to hit this one tomorrow.
you said
They
what?
all running out the court. They started busting in the gym, dog.
What?
And this looks like that's down here.
Damn.
They
Well,
niggas running out the gym.
yeah, man, like that bring like it's like him using that is super dangerous, honestly. And then us bringing up yeah her meat falling out or like the transsexual thing or whatever. Like honestly, like you do research. The reason why a lot of them die is because of suicide.
Oh
and
yeah,
and they
yeah.
died. They died. Well, a lot of them. Okay, yeah. It's. I wish I had the paperwork and everything, but I'll look it up and see if I can get it for y'all. But like literally, the reason why a lot of them die is because they'll make that transition, and then once they make that transition,
They want to go back.
yeah, they don't feel the love that they thought they were gonna get over on the other side, and then they want their old self back, but then they can't have that self back. So then that's what they do is they kill themselves because they.
That's a way, and that's
So
another way to look at
No,
it. That's
I,
another
I
layer.
don't. Is that yeah? I
yeah,
would be interested to see the research on that because I don't know that they killing themselves
Oh, it's a high suicide rate.
after. Well, I'm saying after the transition. I think it happens during the transition because of the public ridicule and all those type of things. After the transition, I'd be interested to see what those numbers are.
What Randy
And
brought
and
up
and
was
and is it an account to everything that they had to go through leading up? You know what I'm saying? That now they just fucked up in the head. You know what I'm saying?
what Randy brought up was a good. That's a whole nother layer to it because
Mm-hmm.
we know
Mm-hmm.
how much everybody, a lot of people, we see it every day, especially
mm-hmm.
on social media and whatnot. Everybody's chasing love. They
Yep.
want to be loved. They want to be famous. So a lot of it's not even. You got to think. People have all type of different frame of thoughts, thought patterns, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that you just like, damn, like what make you think like that? You just was like, what the fuck are you thinking? But people got all type of thought patterns. This and I is very, very, you know what I'm saying, very, very viable that there's a lot of people that do it just because they feel from what they see, how they see out of their lens, they think they'll get more love on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Love on their side, they'll be accepted somewhere because they weren't accepted as who they were. You know what I mean? And then get over there and it's the same thing and try to. It's all type of different layers to it, man. It's all type of different layers. But
Yeah, dick
all that
father.
bathroom, all that man, they can be whatever they want to be. All that bathroom stuff and trying to make it you know even like not identifying yourself. If you sit there, that's how a lot of bullshit happens too. You sit there, man. You sit there, and you do that. You don't identify yourself, and then the partner finds out later. I think that should be considered as rape because that's not that.
Sexual assault. Yeah, I agree with that.
You did not divulge everything. You didn't put all the details out. And that's against their will. They would not want to do that. I felt, and it was me. I'm not going to put it on the same level, but when I watched that Queen and Slim movie, and I realized that the one of the prostitutes that was making that message, was making that message about making sure he feels like a king at home. That was a man. Like that was just kind of for me personally. Ain't got shit to do with him talking about. For me personally, that was just offensive. That's like, come on, man. Like we looking at it as a woman, we see it as a woman. Like, come on, that's I don't know, but that's acting. That's not even on the same level. That's just for me personally. But you start talking about sex or whatnot, it throws everything up. Even when you think about it, because I've heard somebody even bring up, well, you saw them, they were attractive when you saw them, just like as if it was a woman. So what makes it the difference? I've heard that argument, and it's like all you gotta do is sit there and think. You sit there and be in front of who's a bad chick? Name a bad chick.
Bernice Burgos. Yeah, fine 40-year-old.
Right. Not Tatiana, but bad. Now you see her, you're like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Try to get up in there. All of a sudden, she says she's a man, born a man.
Excuse me, say what?
You don't care how good she looks.
What? Wait, what?
Your shit gonna drop so fast, man. Your shit gonna drop so fast, man. You gonna be completely disconnected, man, because you have that knowledge, man. Nah.
Hey,
Now
Michael
some
Jordan.
motherfuckers gonna be like, there are a lot of motherfuckers, especially out there in Cali and all that shit. A lot of motherfuckers like, well, shit, that ain't nothing. You know, like shit, you look like a girl to me. That's it, but man, nah, man. Hey, doesn't rape always depend on the recipient? The recipient
That's
has
true.
to say, just like sexual assault. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, A dude that the girl finds attractive. I don't want to name too much. We'll wrap it up in a second. But a dude that the girl finds attractive, he smack on the butt, she like it. You know what I'm saying? But motherfucking J.J. Evans come in that motherfucking smack on. J.J. Evans come in there smack on the damn butt. You know, Dynamite.
Nah,
Dynamite.
it's even
Sexual assault now, huh? What
nah,
you about?
it's even different, man. Like it's we're not different, but it's even deeper than that. Let's use your same analogy. Well, let's say somebody sees it and it offends them.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you gonna get the same charge. And you ain't touch the person that got offended. You know what I'm saying? But because somebody else got offended, they now can bring up a case against you.
yeah.
Damn.
Well,
That's why I asked for
yeah,
permission. Yeah.
yeah. But that's kind of. But we're talking about more in the because that's like the workplace. Now,
True.
outside of
Mm-mm.
work, you can't get in trouble like that.
I
Yes, you
mean, yeah,
can.
you can.
Can you?
Yeah.
If
Yep.
because they would have to do investigations and say, were you a victim or whatnot,
Ah,
and that person to be
but
like,
but but what I'm saying though is that you can actually be taken to trial for something like that. Now, will it probably be thrown out?
you
Yes.
can press the charges.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing though. Once you again, we talking about opening up Pandora's box and the whole validation process. You know what I'm saying? Same thing we talk about with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's once you go down a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Then people will start to use that to their advantage.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any level of sense.
Mhm.
However, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it only takes one fraudulent victim, you know what I'm saying, to open up that box. And, before you find out that it's fraudulent, you done already ruled and then done everything else. So now other people get to come and, try to use that same line or level of logic to try to get through their bullshit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it's scary, man. You know what I'm saying? It's scary because, I mean, this dude does have a case. Like, now he should have got an attorney because an attorney could have, you know, he was better off not representing himself. I'll just say that. He was better off getting an attorney in this particular case. You know what I'm saying? I know there's been a lot of other nut cases that have, you know, been their own legal counsel, but I think in this case, he had a better shot at that getting through had he had hired counsel.
Yeah.
Just to
Because the object,
make it clear, just to make it clear, like I said, I don't have no problem because I know a lot of fools out there, fools people talk about, oh, you what's it, homophobic. First of all, I ain't scared of nobody. There's no homo. I ain't scared of nobody. Talking about homophobic. I don't have any resentment or anything toward. If you know me, you know I treat everybody. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
treat
comfortable with your sexuality and shit like that.
fairly. I treat everybody fairly. So it's just that simple. And I can be friends with anybody too. So that's simple. We ain't gonna
oh
go
yeah,
around and act like we don't see what it is. But
Yeah.
one thing to keep in mind is just always make it known. You know what I'm saying? Make it known because like I said, what I'm saying is it is what it is. When I say you do that and it's just flat out rape. Like I said, it's dependent on the victim. That person should be allowed to go to the police station and file a rape charge and it stick on you if you do that and did not identify yourself. That should happen. But that's not saying, there's a lot of motherfuckers that can find out and be like, is what it is and keep it going. I mean, that's their decision. I'd rather you know what I'm saying? I'd rather the person not, but just like a lot of rape victims don't file. They should. I'd rather they should. And that's a whole nother level. But there's levels to different things, but it's in the same ballpark. It's not a fight on the same level because rape, you just straight up strong arming. I don't know. It basically is a strong arm too. When you strong arm their mind, you didn't give them no consent on that part, man. So that's yeah.
Always
I
ask
don't
consent.
with it. We'll run it out. Y'all got anything else? Y'all got anything else on this before we slide?
Nah, I ain't got nothing
Nah,
else.
I just gonna say, it's incumbent for us to do our very, very absolute best to protect the minds of children. We have that responsibility as adults to protect their minds and do our absolute best to make sure that we don't do things to put them in harm's way, you know, uh, because, I mean, you got people like this. He's not the only one. You have other people that, you know, are more than willing to take advantage in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
A young person, when I, if it, like I said, like it takes an even deeper uh, turn when you say infants. Like these infants don't even utter words. They can't walk. You know what I'm saying? They are completely helpless. So it just takes an even more deeper tumble because you like, man, like I mean, even an 8-year-old kid has a little bit more discernment to be like, yeah, I don't want to be touched like that. You know what I'm saying? If they've been educated, about those things. But a baby, they don't even have words yet. So you mess with babies, and I mean, really, you mess with kids, and that crosses a path for me as a man, especially as a, not only a man but a father, but a baby. Yeah, I have a hard time with that, because that's just a deep level of sick, man. A deep
Mm-hmm.
level of sick.
Yeah. And yeah, on that note, man, this has been another episode of the Word on the Av, man. I want to first and foremost, I want to shout out to everybody that took the time out and listened to my interview. Pull up on the Av. Hopefully, I'll get more and more of those coming out for you guys. But yeah, man, I want to shout out to everybody for taking the time out and listening to it and giving me feedback, man. I appreciate that so much. Uh, yeah, man. Word on the Av, pull up on the Av, man. Grit Sports Media, Lojo Speaks. We'll be having a lot of stuff for you guys this year. You know what I'm saying? So keep a lookout, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And with all that being said, man, this has been Randy, Corey,
Much love to all of y'all.
and also Lauren, man. And we out, man. Peace.